Households will be abuzz today, as they should be, as we celebrate our mothers on this Mother's Day. As women reap the rewards of their fortitude, we engage remarkable mothers who have overcome adversity to become game changers in their respective industry. We'll also talk about their understanding and experience with motherhood and how far-reaching a mother's touch can be. And to discuss this and more, we are joined by Editor-in-Chief of the Education Research for Social Change online journal at the Nelson Mandela Expo University, Professor Mathabo Khau, as well as Nolwandle, Radebe-Mthembu, an entrepreneur, a mother and a community builder. Good morning, Nolwandle. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Morning, Ms. Chava.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day.
And good morning, Professor. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Mr. Chaba. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. I'll start with you, Nolwandle. You are a mother yourself.
Yes.
But on the other side of the coin, your mom has passed on. Is that correct?
Correct.
So what does this day mean to you, and how do you honor your mom, even posthumously?
So, you know what, surprisingly so, I used to cry a lot on this day because, I mean, given the fact that I don't know my mother, I lost her at the age of 18 months. So growing up, having friends with mothers has always been a trigger, you know. I think I realized at a later stage that I was so angry because of that, you know. Obviously, then thank God for therapy. And I mean, at some point we need to heal. You know, the wound doesn't completely heal, but it stops bleeding. And having my own kids now is a game changer because then I get to look at the brighter side of it. That, man, mommy's not here, but I'm a mother and I'm trying my best to be a good mother. You know, although I never had someone who modeled that for me, but then we just thank God for that, for healing and everything.
That is incredible. Yeah. And I want to also touch on how you modeled that for yourself, but we'll come back to that in just a second. Professor, talk to us about your journey of being a mother, an academic, and a community leader.
Thank you, Ms. Chaba. Yes, being a mother is a wonderful journey. I have a biological child, but as a teacher and a teacher educator, I'm a mother to many other children as well. I think my profession has given me a chance to share the mothering aptitude that I have with more other children that wouldn't have had a chance to feel the connection with an older person, a mother, someone to care for them. So I believe that having my own child and then enjoying being a parent also to so many more children is a wonderful gift. And I always thank God for giving me a chance to be a mother because the world needs more mothers. The world needs more love.
Absolutely.
And it is our job to spread that love.
Now, it's interesting, the professor says that, you know, she looks at it, she has her own kids, but she also has many other kids in the form of the students around her. You are an employer. So in what ways does your motherhood, or even just being a woman, I think we lead different, I would like to believe. Yeah, so how does that impact how you lead within the various companies that you run? I mean, you've got a travel agency, you recently launched a bread company, a bakery.
Yes. Look, it becomes very tricky too, because I mean, when you're a mother, the whole natural thing just, you know, it goes everywhere with you. At some point, you don't even know where to draw the line. Is this my employee, or am I now sort of like co-mothering their kids, you know? But yes, but I can tell you that. And I love what the professor touched on, that she ends up extending herself as a mother to other kids. Because I mean, I'm a product of it. It takes a village to raise a child. I mean, not having had a mother, it took my friends' mothers, you know, to mother me, and for me to feel that, you know, for today, I can be able to model a certain, you know, parenting style to my kids. So then how do I take it to my business world? It gets tricky. Sometimes you really, really don't know where to draw the line. Yeah. You really don't know where to draw the line.
I can completely understand that. Now, Professor, you are a researcher, and your research focuses on gender equality and sexuality studies. Tell us more about this.
Well, one thing that my colleague there is talking about in terms of the nurturing and not knowing where to draw the line at work, that also links with being an employee and a mother, where motherhood sometimes becomes a challenge, especially in my line of work where you are expected to publish or perish, and there's so many demands on your time. And there's no room for being a mother. And therefore, it takes courage and intentionality to continue to be a mother despite being an academic. It's like you are these two people. You have to be an excellent academic and forget about being a mother. Then you go home and you start being a mother. But it doesn't work like that. I'm a mother at work and I'm a mother at home. And the academic world should remember that women cannot divorce their womanhood and their motherhood from their job. So that is the one thing that I have learned through research and through personal experience. And I think another important thing that workplaces should consider is that the female body was not made in error, and it should be accepted the way it is at work. We are mothers, we get pregnant, we take maternity leave. That's part of who we are as women. It's not because we are lazy or we want to be treated differently. That's one of our capabilities that needs to be celebrated, because without that, the world would be totally different and it would be empty of all the love that we are sharing and bringing up with the new generation that we are raising. Thank you.
All right. And Nolwandle, let's talk about your career path now at this point in time. My goodness. So there's the travel agency.
Yes.
There is the bakery. And I left out the
decor events.
Decor, property, rentals.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but you've also overcome a lot to get to where you are right now. I mean, you had a near fatal car accident.
I did.
Do you want to take us through the journey of how you overcame your adversity to get to where you are at this point in time?
So the accident came at a time where my career was not even in shape. So in most cases, I normally say I'm grateful for the accident because it propelled me to be where I am today. Like I said, my career was all over the place, and having been in ICU for some time and having sat there questioning God, you know, like, why me? Come from a certain background and now this accident, and I'm a single mother. My child is living with a friend, by the way, at that time. And, you know, I think the answer was just quite clear that, you know what, I need you to use your story, you know, to tell the world, share your story with the world and watch me transform you into what you are ought to be. So, I mean, after that car accident, then I came back. I couldn't really sit for long, so my salary was cut. And I needed something, you know. So the first thing that came to mind was what is needed in the market. So flowers came into play. I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm not in love with flowers, but I made it work. Through flowers, I came into decor. Through decor, I fell in love with travel because it was therapeutic. And I mean, today there's this travel agency and many other things came into place. But let me tell you this, it also affects my mothering, so to say, because I mean, half the time I'm not at home. I have to travel. So I'm sort of like raising my kids virtually, if there's such a thing, you know. You constantly need to keep in check, you know. I've got a teenager who's soon to be 18, and you can imagine they go through a lot of things. So how do I even reach out to her? Because at some point you even feel like you've lost them, you know, because then they think differently, I believe. I've got a 7-year-old who's very inquisitive, who now wants to know, why is mommy always not at home? So those things, sometimes you just travel and you're crying. But then at the end of the day, I'm doing this for you. Because if I don't do these things, then we cannot live a certain life that we are living now and will, you know, just to secure certain things for you. Yeah. So it's not easy, but it's doable. And yeah, I'm very much proud of myself, actually. Yeah.
Now, Professor, on the back of what Nolwandle has just said, what advice do you have for mothers who may be feeling overwhelmed that are watching this conversation right now and caught between really putting bread on the table and being a present mother?
That's a tough one, Masachaba. I would like to latch on what Nolwandle said, that she's a single mother. I would like to
She was.
ask, I would like to ask us to change that and not focus on the parent that is present, and say that she is a mother. The problem is the absent parent, not the present parent. So she is a mother. Whether there's just her in the family, she is a mother of her children. Because most of the time, when we focus on single motherhood, it's like we're blaming the one who is present, who is there to help. That's a debate for another day. But mothers, we always feel guilty whether we should focus more on work or on our children. But we should remember that we love in different ways. So we should always remember that going out, getting the bread, putting it on the table, ensuring that our children have what they need, that's another part of nurturing them. That's another part of loving them. So the dedication we give to our job is also part of loving our children. There can never be a balance between how much time you give to work and how much time you give to the children, but they should always know that you are there for them. They should always know that when they need you, no matter what is happening, you will be there for them. That is the only thing that can give them confidence in your mothering, and they will always appreciate that.
That is very valuable. And I think that there's some single moms out there who probably, have taken this in, and you, like you've indicated, you are no longer a single mother, but Professor is saying, even when you were, you were a mother, right? And I think there's something special about work ethic. I think it's important for our kids to see us work as well, So that's definitely something not to feel guilty about. It's also about quality time over quantity. Some people can be physically present and not be there at all,
Correct.
So how do people get a hold of you, Professor, those who want to connect with you or find out more about your research papers?
I'm available on LinkedIn, ResearchGate, all these social platforms where we share our work on Academia Edu. Those are the platforms where I share my work. I don't work much with the other social media platforms, but I'm still learning. My daughter is teaching me to have an account on X and other platforms. So yeah, I'm learning.
That is fantastic. All right. So Nolwandle, how do people get a hold of you? I don't know if you have one page for everything or various pages for all your businesses, but what's the central?
The central one will be Nolwandle Afrika Travels. Yes. So I think that's basically where they can reach me at the moment.
All right. Yeah. Wonderful. Ladies, Professor, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, and enjoy the rest of the day, you and Nolwandle and all the women out there.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time, Nolwandle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right.